G'day guys, Liam Fitzpatrick here. Out chasing flathead again. It's a weekday, it's a couple days before the new moon, and it's freezing westerly blowing. I've gotten out here, foot pedals playing up, I got constant staying on, so I'll be dialing back and forth. Troy White, if you're watching, I'm coming to see you. You're gonna have to fix this thing up. Yeah, you might notice I got the auto inflate life jacket on. I had a good mate come out of a tinny a couple of weeks back. Woke up underwater, boat come back around, got him up the back of the leg with the prop. Was in the water 10-15 minutes, we don't know exactly. And yeah, luckily a boat come past and they pretty much dragged him out with his hand up in the air going under. So being solo, thought I'd be safe. I'll keep the jacket on. Silly not to have done it in the past. Wear your lanyard, all that sort of stuff. There's no point losing a fisherman for something silly as a fish. Yeah, I'll be throwing glide baits, plastics. I've got top of the tide now, but it's only a small tide. It's only 1.5 meters high. So I was gonna try and do some back creek flats and channels and stay out of the wind, but with that tide the way it is, I'll probably just stay out the mouth here. These drains are gonna form up, earlier than they normally would. So I've got a few hours, got to do school pickup. Check this thing. I went lure shopping yesterday and they didn't have the colour I wanted, so got home and threw a bit of paint. Didn't turn out too bad for a little pressure pack can job. That's just that Molex 178. I got the other little glidey on. Yeah, just gonna slowly warm my toes up and throw some lures and hopefully get a few big girls. Yeah, beats sitting home. Alright, just gonna start off with that Molex. Just got that speed stick custom light. It's a 6'10", 10 to 20 pound stick, 15 pound braid, running an 18 pound snow leopard leader. This is my Lew's Mark Crush one. It's the 7.5, it's the higher gear ratio. You try to wind these slow, yeah, possibly, but I find I'm twitching them a lot, keeping them above the weeds, so yeah, it's not gonna hurt if I get a big eat and it charges at me. I can pick up slack real quick. Got Taylor busting up on this flat. Just be doing some long wind assisted drifts. And there is some Taylor on that flat. Be good if that pedal just fixes itself at some point today. A little tricky glide baiting this early on in the morning. You can't really see the flat that well. Can't track your bait. Blowing up on this bank real quick. Oh, check that drag. Oh, lucky. Lucky, man, if I'd have got an eat with the drag that loose, I would not have set hooks. It's a whole new day. Just because you find fish somewhere your last session does not mean they're going to be there the next. Alright, we'll throw a gulp shrimp for a minute. Just on that speed stick, 7 foot, 4 to 10. That custom inshore reel, 10 pound braid, 12 pound snow leopard leader. See if there's a fish about. Yeah, and launching the boat on your own, got to get your bloody feet wet. Should have been smart and actually throw the shoes in the boat. Might have come in handy right about now. Got him that time. Bloody brim. Taylor, something choppy, shaky. Yep, Taylor. Not a flathead. Check out the bait he's eating though. Tiny, tiny. He didn't get my leader. That's a bonus. Oh man. There's a fish. It's going to be a good flathead that just doesn't know it's got a hook in it yet. Oh, oh, dude, that thing was just weighty. Kidding, aren't ya? No. Oh man. It was just coming at me with the little thump here and there. My broken ground starts just up here a bit further, so. Seeing how I'm going to blow, how I'm going to drift. Oh, there goes a giant. Oh, that was a big girl. Damn it. That was a proper one. I can't even do the spot lock and fan the cast thing because with that constant button staying on, nothing else wants to work. Shit, that was a big fish. I'm at the mercy of Mother Nature. And she just kicked me square in the nuts then. That was a big fish. It's one thing to know a flat that's got big fish on it. It's another thing to catch the bloody things. Don't try and eat my glide bait, mate. It's not for you. What do? You persevere on a flat that you like, or do you just bloody run and gun and have some fun? Limited time. Very possibly could be that big 90 I saw here the other day. Like a proper giant flathead. Look at that motor. The electric motor sorted itself out. Alright, put myself right up in the shallows. Oh, what just spooked in front of me? Oh, let's try and get one on the glide bait. Man, that wind is pumping me over this flat. I'm not doing long casts while I'm drifting this fast. I'll just punch it out relatively close so I can at least work where that boat's going to drift. Maybe get an eat before I spook something. It's like unintentional power fishing. Might go try some deep stuff or some edges while this wind's still up, instead of getting blown across the flats at a rate of knots. I haven't even had a hit on a glide bait or it looks like a follow. Not that you can see all that well yet. Oh, little guy just spooked under me. There's a fish. Just to, even he came off. I had it just under the boat. I was about to lift that out. He's only a little guy. Can't believe I pulled the hook on that one before. I'd understand with the glide bait, but the plastic always seems to find a little spot to take hold. Nah, let's make a move. Oh, damn. Oh, alright, we're gonna just head in and do this little western shore. Just get out of the breeze for a minute. Whoa, it's chilly. Alright, I'll just come into this edge just to get out of the breeze for a bit. Just getting blown across that flat. Spooked a big fish, like proper big. It hurts. But I'm just gonna throw plastics along this edge for a bit. It's slightly warmer without that wind. And then we'll just start heading out, start hitting some gutters and hitting some other banks. No fish yet. Oh, how nice is that? Out of the breeze, I can feel that sun on my feet. Mightn't be any flathead here, but we'll take it for 10 minutes. See that, Troy? Fixed it myself, mate. Look at that. I should do bloody Minn Kota repairs. Oh, dude. Really? He come back. He come back. He's a silly little fella, that's why. Don't do that. Mess it all up. Just a little fish. Doesn't count. Oh, just enough leader damage to be annoying. Someone was asking me best times and tides and when to go. Best time to go is when you can go. If I sat at home and said it was only a small tide and the water wasn't going to get up on the flats and it was going to be windy, and you wouldn't be here, would you? I'd rather be here than not. How's that for a big log? You really don't want to hit that thing. Motor's wigging out again, constant, won't go off. And I'm back in the wind and it's freezing. This is going to be almost unbloody fishable, this. Oh, you're kidding! No, we're going for another western bank. Let's go the big bait. Oh, there goes another fish. Can spook and drop flathead. Oh, we're in with a bloody chance here though. Water clarity's good. I'm not getting blown at a rate of knots. It's actually nice here. I'm stuck in a bit of an eddy. Pretty much just settled into my groove now. No point running around. If you've got a comfortable zone to fish, looks right, conditions are right, just slow down and fish this glide bait proper. Gotta be a big fish. Oh, something ghosting it. Little guy. Where's the big ones, mate? Oh, that fish hit that. Had a swipe at it. Wasn't big. Come on, let's get one. Oh, there was a fish following that. Damn it. Turned away. Well, we're in as good a place as any for the wind that we've got to do this technique. We've got broken ground, it's a couple foot deep, it's not dirty. Get out of it, oi, get out of it. Bloody turn tried to take my glide bait. Oh, there's a fish on it again, little guy. There goes a little guy. At least that wasn't a giant. Oh, eat it, buddy. Eat it, eat it, eat it. Alright, live by the sword, die by the sword. I'm going to stick with the big glide bait. I'm going to punch down, see if I can still get up on this flat. Hit a couple others, and then as that wind eases off, hopefully it gets easier. If not, I'll go back to a plastic, try and salvage something. But just going to stick with that glide bait for a while. Hopefully get a big girl to bite. So I started heading for this flat, and there is a dude just chewing it up. Going right through where I wanted to fish. Kidding me, aren't ya? Alright, that flat I was gonna go to is just churned up. It's just dirty as. And if you can believe the weatherman, this should back off in another half hour to an hour. I don't know. Just try and hit this drain here. I want to push over and get out of that wind on that westerly bank there, but it's just, I'm just getting soaked driving through this shit. Little tinny, sloppy crap. But we'll keep gliding. We'll get one. There's a fish. I thought he might have wanted to go. He's not that big. Man, it's been a long while between you boys. And they're tiny. They're not even big. These things are playing hard to get. Tiny little fish. As soon as that wind drops out, it's going to be glorious. If it all goes to plan. Now I've cut over to another western bank. Bit of breeze along here and should be able to tuck around the corner out of it. That wind hasn't dropped off yet, it's right on 10 o'clock, but within the next hour, fingers crossed, gonna be a wet ride home otherwise. Oh, check your drags, man. Damn it. I've done everything I possibly can today to limit the amount of fish I catch. Oh, you're kidding. How do you not get a hook in ya? I even saw a big dark shadow there as that fucking hook pulled. Oh, there goes two. Two sitting there together. They weren't big. Alright, this is it. I'm back on this flat. Water's dropped right out off it. It's dirtier. That wind's backed off. I'm drastically less wet than I was earlier. Just gonna, like I said, live and die by the sword. I'll throw that big bait. That big molix is a super slow sort of sink, so it'll be good for this real shallow stuff. Just need a big eat. Let's go, down to about half an hour left of fishing time, so let's do this. It's not at all ideal glide baiting conditions from what I've gathered. There's bugger all visibility on this flat. Fish probably won't have a problem seeing the bait. I just can't see if a fish is following the bait. Massive school of mullet. There's a little flathead. Not after you, buddy. Oh, something on that, something on that. Little fish. Where's the big girl wanting it? Big mullet up here. This is a big glide bait. Just need a big flathead. Oh, there goes another flatty right in front of me. Oh, and something that way. And another one out there. Yeah, once you get to the back side of the flat, once those waves have been blowing across it, like it's noticeably dirtier on this side. Throw plastic on this drop-off edge here. Oh, just give me a flathead then. There's a fish. Little guy. Figured I better hold a fish up for the camera. It's been a slog, man, like absolute slog. A few little fish, spooked fish, missed fish, dropped fish, just ridiculous. Yeah, well, I guess I'll have to take that. Well, I didn't want to go home fully defeated, so I pulled up quickly. A little sandy edge and there's a deep hole just behind me. I'm gonna have a quick flick here, give it a couple minutes, and then I'm actually gonna have to bail. See how we go. I did pull up here to fish this deep hole thinking I'll just try to pluck something off the bottom, but this flat in front of me's got some pretty clean water on it. Whether or not there's fish on them or they fish well is the question, but that's why we're having a few casts. There's a fish. Oh man, what is with that today? I cannot keep hooks in anything. Normally I'm swinging those things in. Time is up. Flathead fishing is hard.